Hi, beautiful humans. Welcome to Chapter 4 of A People's History of the United States, written by Howard Zinn. Today, we will be unpacking Chapter 4, which is titled Tyranny is Tyranny. But before we get into that, I just wanted to share some clarity that dawned on me at 3 a.m. this morning. I've been praying and I've been asking God, how do you want me to show up in the world? What am I meant to do? How am I meant to be of service? How can I be of this moment in a helpful way? How do I use my voice to inspire change, inspire thoughtfulness, and expansion? Yesterday we talked, and I also want to say, I am biased because of my lived experience. I'm not just going to read this book. I'm going to interpret this book using my lens and the life experience that I have had. Go to previous videos to explore what my background is, but yesterday I posted a video when sharing how I did not know about the white servants that came to the United States. And of all the videos that I shared yesterday, that's the one that had the most views. And I'm like, well, why did that have the most views? On one hand, it could be because a lot of us didn't know about that. But what my intuition is telling me, and based on a lot of the comments, and based on my lived experience, and based on the fact that I have a pulse on the culture and what is dividing us, not everything, but some of the things, I don't have all the answers. I noticed there being a pattern of people being like, well, you see, like, I didn't own slaves, my family didn't own slaves, like, we came as white servants, and you see, like, it's not us. And I want to express that I am holding two things in tandem here. One thing that I'm holding is that, yes, many white people came to America being forced and being abused. And the other thing that I'm holding in tandem is who their descendants turned out to be and how their descendants created a society that oppressed Black people and Indigenous people. Those two things are true. And I don't want to get anything misconstrued here in that I do not want to make anything comfortable for anyone. We're here learning in general, but there is a unique opportunity here for white people to potentially have an aha moment. I'm assuming that most of you who are attracted to my page and to the way I express things, we're on the same page, right? But also, this is the internet, and this is, it's everything all at once. I don't know who's going to see my videos, and I don't know if this thing that I'm about to say could potentially lead to a realization for somebody. So I'm going to share it, even though it could lead to a lot of people being pissed at me, because I'm not here to make anybody comfortable, especially white people. It's not going to happen. There are so many white people who are like, well, Black people need to get over slavery. Like, this is something that happened. You see, like, I didn't own slaves. I'm not part of the problem. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. Unless your white ancestors were actively resisting white supremacy, were helping runaway slaves, were putting themselves in danger to resist against the system of white supremacy and racism, they were complicit or complacent. I'm reading this book and I'm realizing that white people were up against laws that would have killed them for helping Black people. I understand that that was what white people were up against when it came to, like, their decision making at the time. I also understand that because of that complacency, because of that fear, because of that complicity, Black people and Indigenous people have had to inherit a society and a reality that to this day tries to deny that ever happened. This society is trying to tell Black people and Indigenous people to move on. And my question is, why would Black people and Indigenous people who were at the helm of so much brutalism stop talking about it when the white people who inherited a system that they're benefiting from refuse to let go of it? If you want Black people and Indigenous people to stop talking about the things that happened to them, you have to let go of the system that you inherited, that you benefit from. It all has to go away. If you want us to move on, then you have to move on from the system that benefits you, even though you were manipulated by that system into believing that you were better than other people. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm sitting with this question of like, why are we still here? How has this still happened? Well, it's because of denial. It's because, I'm assuming, there are a lot of white people who feel shame and guilt because of the decisions of their ancestors. It's embarrassing. I fucking get it. Well, I don't fucking get it, but I can imagine that it's embarrassing to know that your ancestors did such horrible things, but pretending like it never happened, what that tells Black people and what that tells Native people, Indigenous people, is that you agree. Because if you didn't agree, then you would be very loud about the fact that you disagree. And the fact that we have movements in the education system right now to go against critical race theory and to hide things, what it's giving is that a lot of people agree with the things that were done in the past. And my gut and my spirit tells me that the majority of people you cannot agree with that shit. That's just morally corrupt. I think shame and guilt is leading a lot of people to repeat what their ancestors did, to be complacent, to be complicit, to be quiet. And guess what's happening as a result? You are turning your back on your comrades. Your ancestors, the white servants, the people who were forced to come here, or to come to the United States, were supposed to be comrades to the Black people. And they were, until they weren't. Black people and Native people, Indigenous people, First Nation people, have continued to progress and move forward in spite of the fact that their comrades abandoned them. And we have a moment here in reality where we can unify again. Because we clearly have a target. The target has always been there. But the target manipulated a lot of white people into thinking that we were the target. If your ancestors came to America by force and you're connecting with that, and you're connecting with and you want people to have empathy, then you also need to activate the empathy within you to realize that your ancestors turned their backs on the people that were just like them. They fed into racism. They wanted to have a leg up. They wanted some relief at the expense of Black people and Indigenous people. And that's what has to be corrected. Until that is corrected, our society will not heal. And we will continue to fall prey to these insidious, crazy, genius motherfuckers who keep convincing us that the fighting is supposed to be happening here. The people saying it's always been about class. It's never been about race. Yes, and then it became about race because white people let it become about race. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all are going to receive that, but I had to get it off my chest. I had to get it off my chest because I could not sleep without saying that. I don't want to make this a comfortable space. And if what I just said could lead to just one person having a realization, being like, fuck, it's true, then my job is done. Then I'm doing exactly what God, the universe, my angels want me to be doing. All right, that's all I have to say. Whew, I feel relief. I am going to get into chapter 4. This shit is crazy. All right, thank you for listening.